This video is about this ABS relay valve that's under your fifth wheel. Some of them are made kind of different, but that's three parts put together. I had air coming out of that middle part, out of the bottom, that gray part right there, letting all the air out the system. It's not that very easy to get out. Depends on how it's mounted. Some are mounted to the frame, some are mounted to a bracket that's mounted to the frame. That makes it more difficult. But if you got air coming out of that middle valve down at the bottom of it, before you go through the trouble of taking that all apart, because it has numerous air lines on there, 2 ABS electrical lines, and it's a pain in the butt to get out, and most likely it's cruddy. I had to spray it off, power wash it before I took it apart. Before you dismantle that, it could be another issue, another valve that's easier to get to that pushes air to that. That valve might not be bad. I made a mistake of taking it off. Actually, I put a used one on there and the air still came out. So I went and bought that middle part, probably about $130, and air still came out of it after all that. And it turned out to be this particular valve right here, closer to the truck in the front. And that valve right there is $13. Now, I've had that valve go out in two different ways. One, it had air shooting out the bottom, and I knew that it might be it by clamping off the brake chamber lines. And if the air is still coming, then the valve is bad. But if you clamp off the lines, pinch off the lines, and the air stops, then your brake chamber is bad. But the first time that went bad, it was the valve, air coming out the bottom. I replaced it, fixed the problem. The second time, when that ABS valve was shooting out air, and we did the parts replacement and everything, and it still shot out air, we changed this valve. Like I said, it's $13, and it was letting air pass through it to go to that valve right there. So before you go through the trouble of dismantling that, if it's pushing out air, I'd go buy the $13 part or somewhere in there. Easier to get to, easier to replace. Save yourself a lot of time and money. I hope it helps, and I hope that's the issue. But it's worth the $13 just to try it out before you have to dismantle all that up under there and find out that it's not the problem. I hope this helps someone. I'll know next time if it happens again.